Now we're ready.
Right.
Maybe he made it.
Right on time, too. It's 8 o'clock, according to the computer.
Wow. Hello, guys.
Hello, everybody. This is Danny and Wanda from Deep South Homestead.
And we're glad you guys joined us tonight. We've got a lot going on. We've had a lot going on for the last week or so. Starting with Danny's father passed away a little over a week ago, and we had the funeral this Tuesday.
Tuesday, yep.
And it was a nice funeral. They, Danny and his brother opted just to do a graveside.
We just did a graveside because my dad was a simple man. We don't believe in all the waking and having somebody at the funeral home all night, having hundreds of people coming in, and then having to wait and have a funeral the next day. I mean, you know, just dragging stuff out like that. That's not how we roll. I mean, I didn't bury my first wife that way. When she passed away, we just had a graveside. Anybody who was a friend could come by. I didn't have a wake. Well, I did have a wake for my wife, but for my dad, we did not have a wake for him because of, I'm going to say some stupid things, okay? Because, first of all, it was said that he had COVID. The hospital never would really nail that down with me when I talked to them. I got a different answer every time I called. I told y'all that in other videos. And the simple fact, one thing bothered me probably more than anything else is that for months, while my dad was in the home, we could not go see him. So we don't know what they done to him. We don't know what he went through. And then all of a sudden they tell us he has COVID. And they send him to the hospital. And when he's in the hospital, nobody can go see him. So I don't know what transpired in either place during his last days of his life. And for the longest, I sit back and said, you know, my dad's dying alone. There's nobody there. He has nobody. And that began to bother me until I come to the conclusion my dad was not dying alone. My dad had Jesus. And as long as he had Jesus, he was not alone, because the Bible says that Jesus is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. So he had the Lord there with him. He said, I will never leave you and I will never forsake you. So we didn't have to worry about that. The Lord was always there. And I know at that last moment, when the Lord looked down and he told my dad's guardian angels, he said, guys, go get Mr. King. His time is up. And the angels went down, and my dad didn't die alone because the angels came down and ushered him into the glories of heaven. And, you know, I rejoice in that. A lot of people are sad when their parents pass away. I'm not sad because my dad laid there where nobody could go see him for months on end. And as a result, I'm glad to see him gone now. I'll miss him. But the bottom line is this: he don't have to endure what we're fixing to have to endure on this world. You know, so it's just like he's in the throne, he's in the portals of heaven right now, where there's no sickness, no pain. It's like the guy who did the funeral. He says he's probably skipping down the lanes of glory right now. You know, and
he hasn't walked in years.
And he ain't walked in years. And him and my mom are both up there. And the guy done the funeral said they probably holding hands, running down the streets of glory, you know, and I have to respect that because he was lost without my mother.
He was.
So no, I'm not sad to see my father go. No, as a matter of fact, I rejoice.
And two, they let us know. What was it? The Thursday morning. On a Thursday morning at 1 or 1:30 in the morning.
About 1:30 in the morning.
That we could come visit him.
Yeah, they called us from. They told us at the hospital at 1:30 in the morning. If y'all want to come see Mr. King, you can come see him because he's in his last hours. And I'm like,
before we could even get up, at 1:30 you got to process.
You got to process for a moment.
Before we could do anything and get through talking to his brother, they had done beeped in, called his brother, and said he'd passed away.
Yeah.
Okay, they called us last minute. They did not give us an hour and a half notice. They knew longer than that because I've sat with people dying.
Yeah.
Before. I know, you know, for hours.
Yeah.
Lots of times, especially when they die like he did.
Yeah.
You know that it's getting close. So they could have given us a couple hours notice or something, but they did not. So, but they did offer, but it was too late.
Right. But anyway,
so
you know, that was our events for the first part of the week. That took up our Tuesday.
And thank you for the super
chat.
Yes,
Terry, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I think it was Terry. Is the name I seen.
I missed the name.
But we, you know, we rejoice in the fact that Mom and Dad now are going on to be with the Lord, and who knows? Maybe they're up there with my first wife and just sitting around chitting and, you know, just talking. Who knows? I don't know what's transpiring, but I know they're probably at the feet of Jesus right now.
And during this week, we've had several people send emails that their father or mother had passed away. And then Danny's friend, he's been friends with them for a long, long time. Two daughters. The father passed away, but he knows several of the daughters. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But two of them are real good friends of his. Their dad passed away a couple of days ago, and so we know people that are passing from something, whether it's COVID or something else.
Right.
We'll find out when we get the death certificate, I guess.
Yeah, we won't know what they put down. He passed away, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna say COVID so that the hospital gets their money. You know.
Yeah.
So.
But that was first part of the week.
That was the first part of the week.
We played catch up. Oh, well, no, we didn't. Back up. We went to the funeral home last Friday.
Made arrangements on Friday.
Made the arrangements. We spent time there on Friday. On Saturday, if y'all remember last Saturday, by the time we finished the live stream, I was totally exhausted.
Yeah.
My brain was almost on shutdown. And I just thought it was on overload. And so once we got through with the live stream, I just about killed. I was like, I'm done. And we got up Sunday, and I don't remember what we did Sunday morning, but we did some little something, and then I edited most of the afternoon.
We dug a few sweet potatoes.
Maybe early.
Early that morning, we dug a few sweet potatoes.
And I told him I didn't feel like I had a lot of energy.
Right.
And I said, but I'm going to just sit around because it was so hot outside, and I thought it was the heat. So I sat around and edited all afternoon. By the time 7 or 7:30 came around, I told him, I said, I'm just exhausted again. I said, I don't know why. And so I went to bed early I think that night.
You did?
We got up the next morning. I had Etsy orders and stuff. So we got dressed, and I told him, I said, I still feel exhausted, and I just slept really good that night. I didn't have any problems sleeping. And we headed to town, and I ran in the post office and did my orders and came back out. That's the only place I went. And he went in a couple of places, and while he was in one of them, I took a chill. And by the time we got home, I just looked at him. I said, I'm done. I crawled in bed. I slept from, 10 o'clock in the morning?
It was almost all day.
Till around 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. He was talking to his brother, and I got up and came in here on Monday evening and started sweating, and just sweating profusely all for about an hour. And I didn't feel much of anything other than tired, and I took a chill and went to sleep. And once I sweated, I wanted a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I was good to go again.
She's good to go after that.
But now I have limited energy all week.
Yeah, she's still not up to par.
So at the funeral, I sat in the car.
Yeah.
And I had the window rolled down, but I did sit in the car.
Yeah, we did. She social distanced.
Like from a distance.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stand up, and I said, I got to go to the car.
Yeah. But Miss Wanda was sick the first part of the week also.
And so that limited what I could do. Monday was a no-go. I just didn't exist Monday. Tuesday I stayed
Tuesday was limited.
very limited.
Yeah, after the funeral you didn't do a whole lot.
No.
And then Wednesday come around, we worked on the greenhouse, putting dirt in it.
I did a little bit.
You did a little bit that day, helping me out with.
And then stayed in most of the afternoon. Yep. Yesterday I did a little more, and today I feel almost back to normal, but I still have that. If I get out and it's too hot, it's like I don't have any energy. Pretty quick, it's like it's zapped again.
Yeah. So guys, you know, when you get older, things are a little bit more difficult to deal with, and now the big issue now is
we didn't have enough.
Yeah, now we got to deal with 2 storms coming in here on top of us this coming week. So we don't get a break here, and we run around today. We spent most of the day today taking care of things that needed to be took care of around the homestead here. Now we still got a few more things to do.
But when we know there's a storm coming in, we move anything that would blow.
Yeah.
Any winds over what 60 to 70 miles per hour could blow little things around. So we don't want things that are glass. Like I had a hummingbird feeder. We take those down because they're glass.
Right.
If heavy winds could blow them and we'd have broken glass.
Yeah, barbecue grills.
Barbecue grill.
Things like that.
Any buckets and things like that. We don't want them tumbling around, possibly hitting windows. So even if we had 70 to 80 mile per hour winds, we like to pick things up and move them and put everything up. It's easier to have it put up than it is to go find it in the woods or have it hit a window or something like that. We turn our rocking chair over. We take the swing down.
Yeah, we got a few things to do tomorrow, because starting tomorrow afternoon, our weather is going to really start going downhill. And we've got to endure, probably, according to what they said before I came on here just a few minutes ago, I was listening to the weather, and they said we're probably going to have to endure probably 4 days of wind and rain. So I guess we'll find out whether the ponds are going to fill up or not. You know, we
have some pictures. Oh, yeah. I meant to show, this is Danny and his girls when we were talking about the funeral, and his grandson Trey. Some of you might have met Jennifer. Jennifer's up in the chat lots of times, and Carrie is his youngest daughter, and then Trey is Jennifer's son. So this is his beautiful family.
Matter of fact, that's the first time I've been with both my daughters in quite some time.
Since we had a barbecue here.
Yeah, it's been over a year.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Been a while, yeah.
I think that's about how long it's been. I don't know.
So we wanted to take time. What we did today was we walked around the property, and anytime we have a storm come in here at Deep South Homestead like we got coming in.
This is not what you're thinking.
It's not?
We did a video on sugarcane that we're going to do before and after in case something happens. But this is the sugarcane that's by the greenhouse.
Okay, this is what we got down here by the greenhouse. And guys, this is our sugarcane standing up by the greenhouses, and it looks beautiful. But now, you know, after the storms pass, we don't know what it's going to look like.
Our sugarcane is one of the first victims of any wind. I don't care if it's a 40 mile per hour wind, it can take.
Or if it's just a bad thunderstorm.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I'm saying. The sugarcane's the first victim when we get wind.
Tammy, yes, Tammy, I did see the trajectory for the hurricane. I did see that.
Yeah, we're trying to watch it every few hours.
Yeah, and then
this is what the greenhouse is looking like inside tonight.
Tonight, right before we came on, Wanda went out and took some pictures of the greenhouse. And guys, look, I can't say that the greenhouse has not been productive through the heat of the summer, because it has really produced.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Do you think the storms are manufactured? Let me answer that. I used to think that a lot of manipulation went on with the weather, and I do believe the weather can be manipulated. Now, don't get me wrong. But I believe that weather manipulation, according to all the research I've done and what I've been able to figure out, is weather manipulation is only isolated and in small places at one time. Now they can
turn.
They do have the technology with some type of equipment. I'm not going to talk about it on here, but they can throw heat into these storms. Let me say that, and they can make these storms increase in intense rapidly, and they can cool them down rapidly. You know, I've always said these hurricane hunters that fly into the middle of these hurricanes and they're always dropping these containers in the middle of them. It makes you wonder. I mean, I know they're reading the barometric pressure in them, they say, but sometimes you just got to wonder what all is going on inside all this stuff, you know?
Yeah. And with the greenhouse, we never know what it's going to look like afterward.
Right. We don't know when it's going to happen.
I mean, we don't know. We've never had a greenhouse. This is one of the questions that was asked on our video, how it does through storms and how it'll do through the winter. We have no idea. This is our first year with a greenhouse.
Yeah, we don't.
Weather.
We don't know.
First hurricane with one. So we built it knowing, and we talked to Grower Solution about this. The one reason Danny beefed up everything was we knew the hurricanes might.
We live in a hurricane zone.
Damage.
It's possible. So,
we talked about this. If something happens, we rebuild, we redo, we fix it if it can be fixed.
If it can be fixed, we fix it.
If not, we change our mind and do something different.
Yeah. You know? Have we been eating sweet potato tops? No, we've been feeding them to the cows.
The cows love them.
The cows love them. Danny, you're going to be okay. I can get you some help. Let's see here.
Lena Lake wants to know where we're at. We're in South Mississippi. We're about 30 miles from the Mississippi Gulf Coast. From Biloxi Gulfport.
Yeah. Okay. Are we in Wiggins, Mississippi? Yes, we are in Wiggins, Mississippi. Just outside of Wiggins. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, what we got here? We got...
green grass.
This is the...
They've asked so much.
So many people's ask about the ponds. Now, this is the edge of the pond. You see the flags where the water's supposed to come up to there below the tree.
Not the one at the tree.
Not the one at the tree. The green grass you see is the Bahia grass that I had planted. And it is all coming up really nice around it. Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you, Samantha King. See, she's kin to us.
She must be kin to us somewhere along the line.
We'll claim her anyway.
We'll claim her.
We got lots of kings that are watching us. Off and on, there's one here and there pops up. The other one, grass.
This one is the other place that we have grass coming up on the upper end of our pond up in there. The Bahia grass is coming up real nice in there. Now, guys, one thing you have to understand here at Deep South Homestead, it hasn't rained here in...
almost a month.
Almost a month.
I mean, it's sprinkled a couple of 3 times.
We get a light sprinkle every so often, but it's been almost a month since we've had any rain. So, I mean, the ground here, we're digging sweet potatoes, the ground is like concrete. As a matter of fact, a lot of times the potatoes are just breaking in the ground while I'm trying to prise up the dirt. The ground is so hard, the potatoes are just breaking. So, we definitely...
Okay, so Jason said he had no energy, and the doctor told him to take zinc. Yeah, that's on my to-do list of prepping some zinc. I thought I had some, and when I got to looking, I guess I don't have zinc. I had lots of vitamin C and vitamin B and A, and I had everything in the book I could find but zinc. That was the one thing I could not find.
You just go out and lick some galvanized.
No, thank you.
But anyway, right before we got ready to go live, I was, Wanda and I was out feeding the catfish, and it started raining. Of all time, I don't care, it will never rain until we get ready to go live, it seems like. And then I'm sitting here, and this is what we look out here. You look out there, Miss Wanda goes, look, it's raining on the pond.
We love to watch it rain on the pond.
Well, I mean, we love it.
The first week, it rained almost every day, and it was just beautiful. Then for the last 2.5, 3 weeks, it hasn't rained at all. And when it started raining, it was just beautiful. The wind's blowing ripples in the water, and it's just pouring down. It's just awesome. I want to mention something because
Okay.
we got several gifts here this week, and I
Okay.
see that Ron's made it in. So you guys, Ron Foster is in the chat, and he is a author. He is a Southern prepper author. He has a new book out I saw this week, and it's something about unmask. He can put it in there what it's called, but I know it's something to do with unmask. And knowing him, you'll get a kick out of it, plus you'll learn something. But he sent me this. Y'all, this book is full of knowledge from I think it was 43. Yeah, 1943. It's American Woman's Cookbook. This is a vintage cookbook full of information. I've already been looking through it, and I found some recipes and stuff, and one of them that just really took it. All you people that have cucumbers, I'm totally out of cucumbers. We had cucumbers out the wazoo for a long time, but we're out of cucumbers. But there's recipes in here for cucumbers that I'm like, wow, if I'd have just known that when we had cucumbers. I didn't know you could boil cucumbers and all this stuff. There's things to add to it to make it taste good. And I'm like, wow. So thank you, Ron, for this book. And you guys check out Ron's newest book. If he puts the name up there, it's something to do with unmask. I just remember that part of it when I saw it because of all that's going on in the world today. Now this is from Glenda.
I don't have no glasses on. I can't see nothing.
All right, now Miss Glenda sent me some stuff. This is for the cabin. These are dish towels, and then this came with it. This is a towel and a pot holder in the colors of the cabin. And I want to say thank you to Miss Glenda. We got from Melissa, let's see, the peppercorns. And I forgot to put pictures.
Did you take pictures of them?
I had pictures and I forgot to put it up.
Okay, we got 2 peppercorn plants.
So, thank you, Melissa.
From Melissa. They're out at the greenhouse. I have them potted, and they're doing wonderful. We're so excited about that. I have never, ever grown a peppercorn plant. They're new to me. And
I'd never even thought about it. And he said something about it because when she mentioned it, I gave her the address. I wasn't thinking what a peppercorn plant was.
Yeah, Wanda asked me, said, what's a peppercorn?
I
said, oh my gosh. Go look in there. I said, every time you put that black pepper out of that can in there, that comes from peppercorns, you know. I'm used to buying the actual, I used to be used to buying the actual peppercorns, and you turn the thing and grind them.
Okay, the person that writes the book called Unmask is Ron Foster, RONFOSTER. Now this is from Carla. Let me see what else we got here. I got all kinds of stuff people send me.
People send us all kinds of stuff this week.
All right, this is from Don and Blenda. Now, Blenda's been sending me a card pretty close to once a month, so I've been getting her cards. She did ask that I get cards, so yes, Blenda, I've been getting them. We got a letter from Zakara.
Yeah, Zakara Smith. Otherwise, just Zakara.
Yeah, Zakara in West Point. We got one from Chad and Patricia in Alabama. So we just want you guys to know that we do appreciate it. I think, did I mention this one? Lisa. This one from Lisa. And this one from Diana. So thank you guys. I hope I didn't miss somebody because I stack things up here and then I get sidetracked with stuff.
And plus, we received I've never seen one of these.
And I forgot who sent it.
I'm not going to mention any names, but I've never seen one of these. I don't know if I can get this up here where you guys can see it or not. But this is called a blessing coin. Subscriber sent that to us, and I thought that was really sweet.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep it back in it. It come in a little plastic case. I'm trying to keep it in that. I'll put it in my safe. And then we had a subscriber who actually sent us about 5 different coins.
Yeah. Something like that.
I'm not going to disclose what kind they were or anything like that, but I want to thank the subscriber for sending them, because they'll never know what that meant to us to get that type of coin. Because really, in a hard time, in a LCE, they could be very beneficial. Let me put it that way. And I want to say thank you for the one that sent them. I'm not going to mention any names, but someone wanted to know, can they fertilize their peach trees right now? Yes, you can fertilize your peach trees right now. As a matter of fact, now is the time to fertilize most any trees, because they're putting on new growth.
Okay, so now I took a picture of the, we're going to call it Bluebird Lake. Now, I've not gotten y'all pictures of the pier and stuff, and I kind of cut it out where you didn't see what we've been doing on the pier. But when Danny finishes,
yeah, when I
finally
finally
get finished, going to finish this week, but we've had a lot going on, so we hadn't finished yet. We're going to show you what the pier looks like. We're going to give you a pier tour, and but it's clearing up. It actually was looking very pretty today. It's not rising any. It rose 13 inches.
It rose 13 inches, but with our extreme heat we're having and no rain, I'm surprised that it's just holding the level that it is.
Yeah. Now, the front one, the pond in the front, is starting to clear up better. For a while, it just was looking really rough to me. I was really worried about this one, but this one is looking better. Actually, today better than it has in a while. Yesterday was pretty good, but today it's really clearing up some. And Danny's feeding the fish.
I'm feeding the fish. The fish are just, they love it when I feed them. Them catfish just go crazy.
Yeah. So both ponds are kind of clearing up. The fish, we've got to where we sit and watch the fish, and both of them. He's been taking out some turtles in the front one.
Oh yeah, I love it, man. We got some few turtles. They're coming from my neighbor's pond. I know where they're coming from, because his pond's all overgrown down there, and he's got turtles in it and everything like that. And they don't shoot the turtles, and they're coming up to my pond. It's good pistol practice for me, because when I drive up and I see them floating out there in the water, I take the pistol and just pop them, you know. And it's good for me. Somebody asked a question a while ago that was from Long Island or New York or somewhere up there about storing their potatoes in a basement. You can do that. Just
because they're probably
keep it dark, and your basement's probably cool enough that you can do that without any kind of problem.
Where's LCE?
Sexy Granny says, "What's an LCE?" I'll probably explain that more. I penned the term probably 2 years ago.
4 or 5 years.
Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I don't like saying SHTF. I would rather say LCE. In other words, we have shirts that say LCE that for sale on our store that says life-changing event. It's an acrostic for life-changing events, because it's just one of them things that
it could be anything.
It could be anything. It could be a hurricane. It could be a tornado. It could be a death. It could be a loss of a job. It could be your health. It could be a Tiawaki. You know, it could be anything.
Your house could burn down.
Yeah.
Anything could happen, and it's a life-changing event. And we have on Teespring, under all our videos is a little bar, and it'll have t-shirts and cups, and you can click on that bar and it'll take you to our store. We never mention that, and I don't think about it 99% of the time, but we've had people asked about coffee cups. So there's a coffee cup there with Deep South Homestead on it. I think it's got Deep South Homestead's logo on one side and a picture of Danny and I on the other.
Yeah.
We have the life-changing event shirts and t-shirts and sweatshirts. We have a life is a journey, or life is a, I don't forgot what it says, something about life and journey. Anyway, and for some reason life seems to be in everything we do.
That's everything.
And we've got a new t-shirt slogan coming up, and it's going to have life in it too.
Yeah. Somebody asked me, says, no, why don't you shoot the turtles? Because turtles eat fish.
And we put a
We
bunch
put
of little
a
fish
pile
in
of little fish in our pond, and turtles will clean them out. And I eat fish. I don't eat turtles. Now, a lot of people do eat turtles. They're snapping turtles on top of that. They're useless, but they're no good for nothing. They destroy a pond. They'll eat every fish in a pond, especially the little ones. So every time I see one, I take him out.
We have to. We would rather see the fish survive than turtles. And
Yeah.
I'm freaking out already because we have thousands of little tadpoles already.
Yes.
And Danny said, don't worry, that's fish food. And I'm going, okay, our fish better get up and start eating because we're going to be, we raising frogs.
We're raising a lot of frogs right now.
We got a frog
Well,
farm.
if they keep on, we'll have frog legs someday, maybe.
I know.
If they get big enough.
I'm not sure I'm liking that, but let's run through a few more things before we.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the Water is Life T-shirt in just a minute, but I want to get through. This is Leslie and her sunflowers.
Okay, look at this, guys. This is
Scratch Made
Homestead. This is Miss Leslie. I want you to look at the size of her sunflower heads. Can you imagine how many sunflower seeds Miss Leslie and Mr. Danny have over at their farm at Scratch Made Homestead? I mean, they were some of our first friends. We had to come and stay with us here at the house and help us out and do a few things around here.
And I just think that's beautiful.
Isn't it amazing how big they are? They've done a fantastic job. I mean, you can't. It's a good thing they wasn't in the Sunflower Showdown.
Yeah. Well, I told her hers won the Sunflower Showdown to me. She just did some big ones.
There's no doubt. I mean,
I don't know how tall. I didn't ask how tall.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you look at how many big ones.
She had that. It's as big as her.
But we're talking about 20 inches across, probably. I mean, these things were huge.
But it was gorgeous. So I had to show Les.
Yeah.
All right. Now we've been working on scuppernongs and muscadines.
Muscadines and scuppernongs.
And we've still got some more to go.
I did them today.
And we've had people ask, what are they? I've got a video coming up next week. I hope. I've got to make it, but we got to get there first.
This is the clear scuppernong juice from our bronze ones. It looks, I mean, taste is amazing, guys.
It's awesome.
I don't care what anybody said. The taste is amazing. So the question was asked by, how to store your potatoes. You want to space them out to where they're not touching each other. We use old bread trays that stack on top of each other, and we stack them around so that they do not touch one another. And you just go in and keep an eye on them. I mean, if one starts going bad, you get it out. I mean, it's just really simple. I
don't know how Leslie dries her sunflower seeds. I'm sure she has a drying rack. She has a greenhouse and stuff, and I'm probably sure she's going to be using that as her drying rack and putting them in there, because in the Deep South, she's in Alabama. She's almost directly across from us, only in Alabama, and it's hot. It don't take much to dry anything around here.
I seen a comment a while ago that says turtles don't eat fish. That is not true whatsoever. Turtles will clean a pond out. As a matter of fact, a turtle will lay there with his mouth open, his little tongue will come out and wiggle like that. And when that little tiny fish comes up there, that tongue simulates a worm. And when that fish gets up there to bite his tongue, the turtle just snaps on him and catches the fish. I mean, I've seen it. I have personally seen it happen, so I know that it happens.
Yeah. All right, so now you want to explain our new campaign. This is the T-shirts. Water is Life.
This is kind of a slogan that we've come up with. We have a sign made down here at our back pond that we have, and the name of it is called Water is Life, and we chose a Cherokee word, Amaganita, which means water is life, and we have that on the sign also. I wish you'd have got a picture of the sign where they could have seen
I hadn't showed all that yet.
Okay.
That's coming up in the video.
Okay, but we decided to make a shirt specifying that water is life, because without water you cannot live. Now I want to say something here, and please don't take it the wrong way. So many people go, no, Christ is life. You should have Christ in your life. You know, guys, Christ should just be something that you just do. I mean,
that should be first
and foremost, whether anything happens in your life or not. Christ should be number one in your life. You know,
if he's not, then the
then
rest of this don't matter.
The rest of it don't matter. No matter what you do after that, you're not going to make it anyway. So Christ should be number one in your life. But we're talking about surviving. We're talking about surviving here on this earth. Water is life. Without water, your body cannot survive because it is like 80% water. And your organs, most of them, they got to have it. Without water, you cannot survive.
And that is why I asked the question at the very beginning, what is your number one prep item? And the second or third person, and I can't remember, something Hill, I can't remember his first name, but anyway, his last name was Hill, said water. And then after that, there was several that said water. And I said, y'all get it. You can store up all the food you want, but if you do not have some water, your body's still going to need it. It's got to have that liquid. And a lot of the foods that people are storing up are freeze-dried foods. If you do not store food, any water up, you will not eat that freeze-dried food and survive.
Somebody's asking the question, can you can butternut squash? And the answer is yes, you can. Ms. Wanda has a video over on Crazy Days, or is it Deep South?
That was spaghetti squash, but
it doesn't matter.
The same thing.
It doesn't matter. It's the same. It's on Deep South. It's the same thing for any winter squash.
Yes.
Yes, you can it. Just do not puree it before you can it. Cut it up in chunks.
Now, I had a few people say that their moms and stuff did puree them, and they always did it. Now, I just cut mine in chunks and canned it, and we're going to see next month if it's still good. We're going to be, it's a process, guys. Don't do it just because Wanda did. I did it because I found it here. This is the 1960 Blue Book from Ball. In it, you can winter squash. They actually pureed it in here. I just left it in cubes. But you follow the same thing. So puree in cubes. People say you cannot do it. I got an email from somebody today that said, FYI, you cannot can spaghetti squash. And I said, well, we will see. I did.
Yes, you can.
And I was like, this book says I can do it. They did it for many, many years, and they had good success. So I tried it. I'm not saying do it because I did it. I'm saying I tried it. I waited 3 days. We ate some. It didn't make us sick. It didn't smell bad.
No.
We'll wait next month. We'll try another one. And hopefully it's going to be good, guys.
I want to show you guys something that we, Wanda and I, well, actually Wanda, wasn't Wanda and I. She just hollered at me when she did it.
I freaked out.
She started freaking out. She actually, we raised this on our place, and we had, I'm going to be honest, I will be 100% honest, I have not paid any attention to these plants after we planted them. Now, I did fertilize them a few times, and we did water them, but I don't go where this plant is all the time, and I did not pay a lot of attention to it.
We hardly ever walk by that spot in the yard.
Right.
And the only thing that's there is the pineapple.
Is this, and this is what we took off of our pineapple plant. And it looked just like this.
It was beautiful.
When Miss Wanda come hollering at me, she said, Danny, come look at this. Look at here. And I looked out there, and guys, this thing was this yellow when we took it off the plant.
And smell, y'all, we're fixing to eat this tomorrow.
Woo! That thing, I'm telling you, you don't get that in the store, that yellow off of a plant. Now, that one ripened on the plant.
And they told several people that knew pineapples said this is called a golden pineapple. That it's not like some of them that you get in the store, which the top came from the store. So
yeah,
obviously they harvest different types.
Was that one of our tops, or was that from the store one?
That was a store one.
Okay, that was a store bought one. We need to save that top though, because that thing made a fantastic pineapple.
We're going to do a video on saving the top because we've had people ask. Danny already has one on Deep South, but I'm going to be putting it on Crazy Days.
Yeah. But okay. If you can winter squash in cubes before you open the jars, give it a shake and it turns to puree.
Exactly.
It does. Yeah. Guys, Jesus says that's the prettiest pineapple I've ever seen. I'll be honest, it's the prettiest one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm just so thankful that Wanda walked by there and saw it, because if she hadn't, it would have ruined on the plant and we wouldn't have known it.
Yeah, because you think you walk by everything on your place every day, and Danny and I think we do, but that one spot is, and we ride on the road, but we just don't pay any attention. I don't know how we didn't.
We have so much stuff here, we just didn't pay attention. Somebody's asking the question, are the storms coming to us? Yes, right now they have them coming straight to us. And we're on the worst side of them.
It looks like it's going to come right now, Mississippi River.
Yeah, coming up the mouth of the Mississippi River.
Which is not a good thing.
No, that's the worst. That's the worst scenario we could have.
We're on the
northeast side.
Yeah, we're not on the good side when it happens. If it moves over toward Texas, then we're a little safer. If it moves more toward us, then
we're actually praying it goes east. I'm gonna be honest. I don't wish nobody no bad luck.
Alabama, Florida,
if it goes over toward Alabama or Florida, we'd be tickled to death. But we do need some rain. We just don't need the wind.
Yeah. So
okay, 1972 BRJ says, I'm trying to root a pineapple. It's growing in water, but not rooting. What am I doing wrong? There's a process to go through.
We have a video.
I have a video on it.
Libby's got it on. Look at Gemini Homestead. Click that link that she's got up on. Danny shows how to grow a pineapple, and he shows what to do to this top, because there's a process on what to do with this here.
Yeah, there's a process you got to go through to do it.
And then there's a process like when you put it in water. You're not submerging it all the way down in water. You're barely getting the bottom in the water, right?
About an inch of it in the water.
Yeah. So for us that would think we just shove the whole thing down in water and it'll start growing at some point, it ain't happening.
Pat, we just had some pictures up of the pond. I'll show you once again. She's asking about the pond. That's one of them right there. That's the front pond. This is the back pond. It's holding its own. They're not going up. They're not going down. They're just hanging in there. What kind of fertilizers do we use for the pineapple?
I put some Miracle Grow around it a time or two, and some of the Dr. Earth's Bloom and Grow.
A little bit of Triple 13. I mean, a little lime.
These are on our hugelkultur bed.
Yeah.
Danny built this hugelkultur 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
We've been married 6 years ago.
Probably about 6 years ago.
He dug a huge trench across my yard, about what?
It's 150 feet long.
How deep? 3 feet?
I probably dug a ditch about 3 foot deep.
Yeah, about a 3 foot deep fence ditch, 100 foot long across our front lawn. Stayed that way a long time till we found out about hugelkultur. Then he went into the woods and took all these trees from Katrina and storms. I mean, not Katrina.
Yeah, they were from Katrina.
Katrina, yeah. And storms. And he brought those leaves and limbs and everything that was still left, dirt, whatever, and started shoving it in those holes. And then he covered it all back up. And we started planting on it. And these pineapples have grown I think this is the 3rd year on it. Now, we usually dig them up and take them to the greenhouse during the winter, and we bring them back out. This one overwintered. For whatever reason, we didn't dig it up, and it had stayed out all, I think it was out all winter.
Ashton, if you was to watch our Facebook page called The Gathering Place, every so often, our hardware store here gets pressure canners in. We put up one, 2 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
On our Deep South Gathering Place, and we told what hardware store it was, and it was gone in just a few minutes, I think. The guy actually bought several of them. One man, he told me, came in and bought 4 at one time. somebody else come in and bought 2, and he said, man, he said, I just like freaking out. He said, I still got 1 left. He said, if y'all want to put it up on your channel, then go for it. So we came home and threw it up on the Facebook thing, the gathering place, and I think someone bought it.
Yeah. We are 30 miles from the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
30 miles inland, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that was all my pictures. So, but guys.
Okay, someone, Morris Patch Homestead said the gift I sent you just got sent back to us. Laugh out loud. And Gemini. You must be talking to Lippy.
She's talking to Gemini.
Yeah.
Yeah, not us. Morris Patch, we did. I did the Canon video. And I don't know if I sent you a notice or not that it went up last week. The Let's Can. What was I canning that day?
I don't know, but Beverly, we used Presto. Let me answer that.
I just put up the spaghetti squash. It was the Canon video before the spaghetti squash.
I bet we can all the time. I
know, but it was that Morris.
I don't know.
I put that video up, so if you didn't get it in your playlist, it's up. I forgot to mention, but she's got a playlist on Morris Patch of Heaven on Let's Can, and it's all kind of Canon videos.
Oh, there he goes. Bambi Rita says, I bought the canner.
Yay, all right.
All right. Okay, I knew that somebody, I think, had bought it, so.
Yeah, some people are finding them here and there, but.
I'm telling you, your best place to look for canners is at your hardware stores,
your little
mom and pop stores, or Rural King, Tractor Supply. These are the kind of places where you'll find them that nobody is thinking about going and looking for them.
Until you say that, and everybody's going to be in there tomorrow looking. Good morning, Granny Franny.
Oh, Pre-Wits Homestead said, Danny, I went through the Gray Zone thing too. It was awful. Look, people talk bad about us because we put Miracle Grow in Miss Wanda's greenhouse. I don't care. Let me tell you, I ain't put no more animal manure in nothing I do anymore because I'm telling you, that was a lesson for me.
Yeah, it was the peas. That's what it was. I canned peas.
Yeah, that's right. It was a 23-quart Presto. That's right, Bambi. I remember now. Miss Wanda took a picture of it, and we just, it was a Presto, I believe.
It was Presto.
Had the actual gauge on top of it and everything.
Yeah. Amy Broussard says, thanks for the Canon video. She canned butter and okra from watching them. Yeah, I had people asked about the butter this week. Several people. One lady, she opened hers and she said it did not smell like butter. Now, to me, it smells more like when you pop popcorn.
Yeah.
That smell that you smell when you put butter in popcorn, that's the smell it has. It doesn't smell like fresh butter because you are heating it. It is a process. I had to throw away one this week because I went in to check my jars and the lid had popped up on it. It still smelled good. It looked good, but I wasn't taking a chance because the lid was off of it. So I don't recommend taking a chance. If you think something's off, it's better to lose it than it is to get sick on it. But I wanted to say something about the water, to get back on water for a minute.
Questions are just going by.
I know, but still, I wanted to get this water across right quick. We talked to one of the guys at the funeral home, and he was on the West Bank of New Orleans when Katrina went through, and he told us that it was really bad. He said they had no water. You can't turn that faucet on. It don't work.
Yeah.
So don't depend on your faucets.
Yeah, if you live on a municipal water supply like he did in New Orleans on the West Bank, and the power goes out, a hurricane, whatever, LCE happens, the grid goes down, you turn that faucet on, there's not going to be any water.
Yeah, and he said he got very desperate for water. He said it's crazy because when you can't have water, even though a lot of you say I don't drink water, when you know you can't have water, you're going to crave water. No matter if you don't drink it all the time, you're going to want water. And when you can't have it, you're going to be hunting it. And you'll drink whatever water's available. And he did. He ended up in the ER. So I'm telling you guys, Water's essential. Having your tablets and knowing how to use them. Having
Yep.
some way, having My Patriot Supply has a Alexa Pure. We have a link in the description below, Water with Deep South at My Patriot Supply. You need some way to purify water. Even if it's just boiling it and throwing those tablets in, whatever you got to do to make it happen, get something. I want everybody to please start with the water now. Because food is something they know to do.
Is phosphate okay for peach trees right now? Yes, phosphate's fine. For as long as you don't overdo it, it's fine.
Is ghee okay for people with lactose intolerance? I have no idea. Could you have ghee?
Mac Hardy says,
really
my cousin works at the funeral home. Maybe you guys know him. Unless I know his name, you have to just tell me his name and I can tell you if I know him or not.
Oh.
So yeah, that's right. Jesus says, turn the water off at the street for a week or for a day and see what you use it for. And then you'll understand what we're talking about.
Yes. After Katrina, we had no water. You don't know how many times I tried to flip a faucet. We had no lights. You know how many times I flipped that light till I finally quit?
She done that at the cabin.
I went in the cabin.
When we go to the cabin, we did not have no, I mean, I had it wired for lights and everything.
But we didn't have lights.
But we didn't have no lights. Every time I wanted to go in there, she'd flip a switch. I'm like, what are you doing? Ain't no electricity over here.
It's habit. And y'all, even with our new stove, Danny and I get so tickled. The knobs, the front and back for the burners is front and back. It used to be front and back.
They're opposite. They're just opposite of where the old stove was.
And Danny will turn the wrong one on every time.
Every time I turn that wrong one on. It's just habit.
Do I use Golden Harvest lids or know anything about them? Yes, I've used them in the past.
We use Golden Harvest for canning jellies and jams and stuff. We do not pressure can with them.
Lots of people have good luck with them, but Danny and I use the silver ball lids predominantly. Now, if I get in a pinch, I'll use whatever's available. And just, if I lose something, I lose something. But we prefer the ball silver lids because of our humidity. For whatever reason, the gold lids seem to tarnish and rust.
In our humidity, they rust faster. Now, if you live up north where there's no humidity or out west, then they may last fine.
They may last you a long time.
Yeah. Miss Tori must have jumped in somewhere. I see everybody. There she is. Eyes to see.
Hey.
Guys, I've got something I'm going to tell you guys before I get off of here. I am going to be putting up a video on Deep South Homestead from, in other words, I'm going to be making a video for Deep South Homestead, but I'm going to link it to a video over on Patreon, and I'm going to unlock that video on Patreon for 24 hours. It's going to be for a 24-hour period. I'm going to allow people to watch that video on Patreon to let you all see some of the things that we talk about on Patreon. It's probably the most important video I've ever made in my life. And I want you guys to see and to hear some of the things that I talk about over there. I'm just not sure what day I'm going to do it on. I've talked about doing it for Porch Time because I'd probably get the most views at that time. So
more people would probably listen.
More people would know to go over there. So I may. So Porch Time this week may be just a little different. I'll probably do an intro and then send you over to Patreon to watch this video that I've done explaining the fall of America.
And you don't have to have a Patreon account if he opens it up.
No.
What I'll probably do is put in the description the link, and I think you can click that link and go straight to it. And I don't know if I can put it in the cards. I'm going to try. I think it'll let me do that. And so the little eye in the corner, when you click on it, it should be there, and you can click it and go automatically. If I can get everything worked right, you should, and it may not even take you to Patreon. It may take you to just directly to the YouTube video.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be like a 24-hour thing. It'll start when he puts his porch time up.
When I put my porch time up, from that point, 24 hours later, it will go off. You will not be able to see it after that 24 hours. So if you're going to be able to watch it, then you're going to have to see it within that 24-hour period.
Yeah, because we had so many people asked why we wouldn't do it. And so Danny was trying to figure out how to do it and how to get people the message and say, hey, look, it's open.
Now, let me say this. When you see this video, it's probably going to disturb you. And since I've made this video, I made a comment in it that if I found out any new information, I would make a new video on it. And I have come up with some new information that about this video. And I'm going to be making another video for Patreon to share the new information that I've gotten.
He just hadn't had time.
I just haven't had time. But guys, don't let this video disturb you too bad now, because it will be a little disturbing. I want to go ahead and tell you that.
90% of the people I think that's watched it agree with it. We had some that don't. That's okay.
And that's okay. If you don't agree, that's fine. I'm not trying to say that.
Of it, but,
you know, I'm not trying to tell you that this is engraved in stone. You know. But I've done tons of research for years and years, and all my research has led down to this one point, and I think God gave me the ability to make this video, and you know, yes, Rita, members will be able to see it after the 24 hours. Yes.
Well, members can see
members
it now.
Can see it now. You can go watch it right now. You don't even, I mean, it's already up on Patreon.
But he's going to be making a new video going further into it.
I'm going to make a new video.
Maybe this week.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a new video, but the old video is the one he's going to open.
Yeah. I'm just going to open up that video for the public to see for 24 hours.
Vox wants to know, would you do a video with suspicious observers regarding the subjects of the last Patreon? Yeah, that's probably where you're going, sort of, kind of.
I'm not going to say what I'm going to do yet, but I mean, yeah. What's the name of the video? Not sure if I've watched it. Guys, I make so many videos.
We have like 4,000 videos.
Yeah, it's like, was it like The Rise and Fall of America or something like that?
The Fall of a Nation.
The Fall of a Nation. I think it's The Fall of a Nation.
Something like that.
Something like that. But if you're on Patreon, if you're a member of Patreon, you don't have to worry.
Yeah, you just go watch it.
You just go look at it. It's the third or fourth last video I've made, I think.
All right. So something with Chip Signal. Thank you for the $10.
Beverly Mitchell, I know she's seen it because I saw her comment over there.
Yeah, she said.
Gemini, I know Gemini's probably seen it. She's given the link to Patreon, and she says it's the best video to date that I've made. And to me, it's probably the most important video I've ever made.
Patreon is another platform like YouTube that we put videos on, but it is a pay per month. And one thing Patreon is doing now, for any of you that might want to do this, I might have to go open it up, but I don't know. You might can just do it without me having to do anything. But they have it where you can pay for a year now. But I think there was a clause, because when I was reading it, I wouldn't agree to it because we only charge $3 a month. But for them to take it for a year, the creators have to charge $5 a month. And that was the only holdup that I didn't do it, because I don't know if they'll let you pay for a year the way we have it set up. But I do know that was a new thing with Patreon. I just thought I'd throw it out there. Some of you might want to check it out and see if they'll let you, at the $3 a month thing, pay for a year, because we've had many people ask that.
Yeah, it's Cul-de-sac Grocery says, I've been meaning to email you about it because they've seen it. And then I saw another one up above that says, it's an excellent video. It's scary, but food for thought to prepare better. Yes. The problem is, a lot of people are going to have a hard time with it because it's going to go a little bit against your grain, and that's okay. That's okay.
But it's to the point that
Cynthia said, I saw it and I agree.
that
Yeah.
there's so much evil. It's almost like daily. And Danny and I don't watch TV. I can only imagine what's on TV because
Yeah.
and the internet that we don't even go to. We don't watch YouTube videos and stuff. We limit what we see. And I flip and look through things and pick and choose, and it's usually little homesteading channels. I don't watch worldly stuff, so I don't know everything, but the things that I see on Facebook are terrifying. The things that are going on and the things that are allowed to go on in this world now, especially in the United States.
Time Dreamer put up, what does the future hold? Is the video title. Is that?
I don't know.
I would have to go back and look. I make so many videos, and I have so many videos sitting and waiting to be seen. But it's going to be this coming Tuesday.
Yeah, that was the other question. They asked when it would be open. On Porch Time at, what does it come out at, 4? 4
o'clock
time.
4 o'clock Central Time. No, yeah, Central Time in the morning.
On Tuesday morning.
On Tuesday morning, it will open up and it will stay open until 4 o'clock the following Tuesday morning.
Yeah, that way, and it'll be this Tuesday if nothing happens. But watch Porch Time, because he will tell you in Porch Time, hey, it's open now, da-da-da-da-da. He will explain that.
That's fine, Tori. You can do what you want. Ms. Acart said we called a realtor the next day after watching the video.
Yeah,
seen it too and totally agree with it. Love Patreon Prep Studying with Disabilities says. Guys, I mean, we got a lot of good response on Patreon from the video. That's why I wanted to make it public to everybody, because I think everybody has a right to know what this country's been hiding from them.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. And guys, what I talk about in this video is just a minute part of what's going to happen.
Yeah. And some of the things I've seen this past week, I just want to throw a shout out, and I don't know anybody's names because I see so many things, but there was one black preacher that I watched that somebody put up.
Oh, I remember him, yes.
He was spot on. He was
really good.
He was like, if I could knew where his church was.
Oh yeah.
He was spot on. And he called sin sin. He laid it out, and I don't know that I've seen anybody do that in so long.
I haven't seen anybody do as good a job as he done.
In so long.
Yeah.
It is a much needed thing to have a preacher really stand up for what the Bible says.
What it really says.
Yeah. He stood up and the people around him were praising God. It was amazing. It was great. And then there was, I put a couple of things over in the group. One was a guy talking, and he laid out
COVID-19 and everything that's going on out there. And guys, I've got a video on Patreon that I'm putting together about some of the same stuff.
Some of the things he said, he was spot on. I mean, I put it in the group, Deep South Gathering Place on Facebook. And then today I came across something that just, I don't know, I hadn't even showed Danny, but it was Amazing Grace. It started out in the United States, singing in English, and it went all over the world before the song was over. Every country, somebody was singing Amazing Grace in their language, and they pieced it together so beautifully, and I shared that in there. It was a unity that was just unheard of. It was amazing.
Gwen said, I checked our elevation right away.
We're not happy with ours.
We're not real happy with ours, but God hadn't given me any inclination about what to do just yet.
I don't know the preacher's name, Beverly. I
don't.
didn't even look. Lots of times on these videos, it doesn't tell who they are. You have to trace it back to YouTube.
It was just a link somebody sent us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't usually have time to go tracing down to find out who I'm listening to. And after I clicked off of it, I thought, man, I wished I'd have just went and seen who he is, and if he has more videos. I'm sure his church does. But there's been a lot of good people this week standing up and taking a stand and saying enough's enough. There was one guy just laid it out there and told the senators and stuff, look, or the mayors of towns, I think is what he was talking to. He said, enough's enough. Take care of business. Get rid of these people that are destroying our cities. He said, if you don't, you're going to force the citizens to start taking care of it, you know.
Gemini, the last I heard about an hour ago, Marco was 995 was the barometric pressure in it.
Yeah, Whole Heart Heritage. Yes, it is over on Deep South Gathering Place. It is a page on Facebook. I will have to find that link to the preacher. I'm not 100% sure if I can even find it, because I just flip all day long. People send me so many emails and I get so much stuff, and I think it was on Facebook, a message, but it might have been in an email, and I get hundreds of emails a day, and I don't know that I can run them back, and every one of them has links in it. So it would be hard for me to find it again. Yeah. So.
Okay. All right, guys. It's after 9 o'clock. We fixing to have to jump off of here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Trying to make sure I've missed so many questions tonight, but and I apologize.
They'll tell me it's all my fault.
Yeah. Gemini says no TV now. That's right. Gemini's had all of her stuff loaded up. It's gone now.
Oh, I wish I could tell on her.
I know, but we can't. We can't.
I laughed at her. Y'all had to go back and watch Gemini Homestead's live last night. I don't know, within the first 15, 20 minutes or so, when she finally realizes she packed all her clothes up and she's got to take a shower.
Yeah.
Y'all go watch that part. I swear I was rolling. The woman can just get in some predicaments.
Bambi says it's Pastor Daryl Scott.
It's possible.
It's more likely.
That sounds familiar. I could have read a name and not really, you know, I'd have to look that up.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we're Country Homestead Preacher said they'd like to check that preacher out too. He was really good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Danny and I both sat there, and usually I'll listen to 2 or 3 minutes and then I'll click off somebody. I sat and listened to the whole thing and wished he'd have just kept going. I really enjoyed him.
But anyway, guys, be looking for Porch Time this week. We're going to try to open up that video if we figure out how to do all this, so you guys can get to see this video that I think is probably the most important video you'll ever see on YouTube in your life. You know, I mean, I'm not saying it because I did it. I'm saying it because it's years of research going into a video. So,
and y'all really need to be prepping.
Once you see the video, you'll understand why Patreon is so important to everybody. And there's more videos over on Patreon just like it, talking about even more stuff. So, I think that everybody deserves to see this video. That's the reason I'm doing it. We're not doing it for money. It's just that we don't have freedom over here on YouTube to do the things that we're doing over on Patreon.
Okay, so I'll check out Pastor Scott and see if that's it. I forgot the first. Daryl Scott.
Yeah.
Try to remind. I don't
Daryl
have.
Scott.
Maybe I got something to write with. I'll check and see if that's it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Guys, we're gonna have a prayer for when me and Ms. Wanda can get off here and try to get us a little bit of rest tonight before we have to stay up, because when these storms start coming in, I don't know how much sleep we're going to lose. I don't know what we're going to have to be in facing. If we have trees on fences, and we have to watch animals. I mean, there's lots of stuff. We still got a lot of stuff to pick up and put up before the storms actually get in here on us. So,
And we want to pray for everybody in the wake of the storm.
yeah.
Because we don't know where it goes. These storms can come straight up and then turn one way or the other last minute. They've done it before.
They do it all the time.
So we prepare like it's hitting us, and we pray that it don't.
Yeah.
So you guys be safe, and we're going to pray for those that are sick and those that have lost loved ones.
Yeah.
And for Eric. Remember Eric in Life and Farmland.
Okay. Father, we come to you tonight, Lord. We want to take this opportunity to thank you for being so good to all of us, Lord. You've given us all health, and you've given us the blessing of life. And Father, I thank you for being so good to us this past week through my father's funeral, and everything went well with that. And Lord, I know he's with you now, and that's a comfort and a blessing to me and my family. And Lord, I know that there are others here that lost loved ones this past week to this evil that's upon the face of the earth. And Lord, I'm praying that they can find the same peace and comfort that we have found. Lord, I'm asking you tonight, Mr. Buddy's out on the road. He's going to be traveling. I pray that you'll be with him, Father, so that he can have a safe trip there and a safe trip back, and be with Miss Lippy as she's holding down the homestead and the fort in his absence. And Father, I pray for each and every person here tonight that's mentioned their needs. Father, you're the great physician. You know everything, so we don't have to really call out every instant to you, because you already know it. All we got to do is lift it up to you, Father, and ask that you answer it in a way that can glorify you and benefit the person at the same time. We have people out there just looking for homesteads. We pray that you will give them homesteads, Lord, at a price that they can afford. And Father, we pray for this coming week as we endure these two storms that's coming in here in the Gulf, that everybody will be well. Nobody will actually lose anything, Lord, but I'm praying that their strength will diminish and that there'll just be a good rain event, if nothing else, Father. Lord, I do ask that you go with our country as it's facing some very hard times now. Lord, we're only 9 weeks away from electing a new president, and in 9 weeks a lot can happen. So we're praying for peace, and Lord, in our nation, and we're praying that evil does not rule, that you give victory over evil, and Lord, that our country can pull out and we can have a little bit more time to prepare. But if not, then Lord, have mercy on us and bless each and every one of us as we try to do the best that we can do now. Father, do go with us and bless us throughout this coming week now. Watch over us physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, Lord. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. Okie dokie.
All right.
Ta-da! Forgot my sunglasses on my hat. Look at that. I
Yeah,
forgot
they're always crooked.
They're always crooked.
Yeah, it makes you look like you got a crooked head.
I do have a crooked head.
No,
I put my hat over here crooked like that?
that's worse.
Is that what you want?
No, it's worse. Oh, there's Doug and Stacy. Hello.
Oh.
We are, I guess we're back.
Yeah. You notice when we prayed, it disconnected.
It always does.
It always does that.
But y'all be safe, and by all means, start prepping your water. Water is life. Keep it up.
Keep it up, guys. We will see y'all on the next video.
Bye, guys.